And as you can see, he's ready to go tonight. Mark?
All right, thanks, Ahmad. And the Utah Jazz.
For Utah tonight is offense. The defense will be there. They got to get well over 100 points.
3 straight games since the start of the 1990-91 season. The Bulls have not dropped 3 straight since January of '95, 2 months before Jordan returned to basketball. They have not dropped. Very nice reception. He'd missed games 3 and 4, remaining with his family in Atlanta following the death of his father. His dad died last week after a long battle with throat cancer. Bill Oakes calling a 3-second violation.
Too far out of his range there. I just don't think Carl had any idea what the shot clock was.
And Jordan trying to slip it, and then took it back and hit. Visibly shaken by the flu symptoms.
As far as Michael Jordan, they should set some hard picks on him.
Scottie Pippen, such an important play here tonight with Jordan struggling physically. The officials check it out with each other, and Dan Crawford, the outside referee.
Defense on John Stockton will be critical for the Bulls.
Ostertag had it knocked away. Jordan to the crossover.
Who is certainly in the zone.
But Chicago's transition defense way out of whack there. The Utah Jazz have gotten so few running opportunities. A little different attack that time by Robin. He kept his feet in game 4. He was flopping on that play.
Pippen able to get that dribble alive once again. And they lost it. And as Rodman has been hearing it from the crowd reacting to those disparaging remarks concerning Mormons that Rodman made. You can see the crowd reacting. They wanted a technical foul called on Phil Jackson, who was all over the official, Dan Crawford. Jordan way off. Ostertag able to reach for him.
Marv, Utah's got the quick start that they needed to keep the crowd into it.
And Michael Jordan able to line drive it home for his second field goal.
Smart play by John Stockton going at Harper with 2 fouls, and he let him go.
Jordan being played by Russell. Harper for 3. Yes.
Anderson and Russell are going to have to drill from outside.
Ryan Williams handling for the first time. Ryan Williams keeping it alive, and he drew the foul. Now called on Shannon Anderson, putting Brian Williams.
And then at the offensive end, he kept one alive for Brian Williams. That is a good sign for Chicago.
The initial offense for Utah has been a little shaky, but the scramble plays have worked for them. They've got to tighten it up at the beginning.
Pippen trying to protect it. Ostertag with a good play.
That's the fast break that they need. Keyed by the defense. Ostertag, the outlet. Lots of guys running. Scottie trying to force here. Draws the foul.
Trying to go to the basket, trying to draw fouls, not getting whistles at this point.
And Chris Morris has come on for Shannon Anderson. Here's Jordan.
Everything clicking right now for Utah.
Here's Pippen for 3.
And the rebound.
All right, during that last timeout, I asked the Jazz coaching staff if they have any plays designed to go after Michael Jordan because he's ill.
Utah now up 21-8. Terrible pass by Kukoc. Retrieved by Pippen. Here's Kerr for 3. Pippen with the rebound. The 4 days of live network coverage.
Carl continues to favor the outside shot as Kukoc has no clue what's going on.
Able to adjust in the air, use the glass.
A 14-1 run by the Jazz. Brian Williams. Nice move.
Utah should post up Ostertag. Kukoc cannot stop him down low, and Ostertag's having a fine game.
Good head fake. Brian Williams hit from behind. 5 points and 5 rebounds.
Utah's defense very sharp.
Well, I said they wanted to keep the score down, but they wanted Utah to be a lot closer to them.
What kind of defense is that? You double team and then both guys back off Scottie. Emphatic dunk.
been trying to get to that basket ever since the game started. Finally able to clear himself free of Chris Morris and then going up big time.
And he says that the injured left foot is feeling better. Still cannot penetrate.
But one thing that's held true in this series, Marv, for the Bulls, Scottie and Michael have not played well at the same time throughout the series.
Bushler had it knocked away. Kukoc on the recovery, and a foul. Fewest in NBA Finals history.
Loose ball in the last couple of minutes has been Chicago.
1 and 6/10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Now Pippen fires. 1 quarter complete. Here in Salt Lake City, you are watching the NBA on NBC. Utah 11 of 19 from the field in a red-hot opening quarter. Chicago just 5 to 15. Michael Jordan is back, putting the move on Chris Morris. Was good, the foul away from the ball. The free throw converted by Stockton. 32-18, Utah. The matchup is Foster defending on Kukoc. Here's Kerr. Now Kukoc posting up. Jordan off the fake. Count.
100% to make the other guys the star, and only shoots when it's a desperate situation facing a loss.
Jordan. Bushler trying to keep it alive.
Every Jordan shot attempt has been off the dribble going to his left, except that one.
Tried the fade away.
Terrible pass.
Well, John Stockton with a rare mistake. Michael Jordan being exhausted here in the second quarter, playing with
To Utah almost so much that they forgot to go to inside game.
Carries so much of the load as Hornacek back-to-back horrible turnovers for Utah.
And Jordan puts moves on Hornacek. The Jazz up 38-24. Kukoc for 3. Jordan finding Longley. Looking to get a foul call. Kukoc. Jordan shoveled to Hopper. Over to Pippen. Is called to give it back to Chicago.
Luke Longley doing a marvelous job jumping around behind and towering over Karl Malone.
Evans came over to join Dan Crawford because Stockton and Hopper were pushing on the lineup. Jordan to the crossover. Yes. We're halfway through the second quarter. Dennis Rodman a little bit more reluctant about taking those outs. And the Bulls 35. Malone has 13. Bulls have made their last 6 shots. Here's a mismatch. Hornacek got help. Pippen off the fake, dumped it off. Longley, yes, and it counts.
Goes really strong right now.
The limit. Dennis Rodman has not scored in 2 games. Sammy and the rest is affecting a new generation of Americans. That's Dateline Friday. Oh, what a follow.
Well, the Jazz need to keep their poise. They're going to play without Karl Malone the rest of this half. The Bulls are coming back. Shaky play right now for Utah.
Utah led by as many as 16. Chicago has come roaring back. They've hit 8 of their last 9 shots. Here's Jordan for 3. Post attack, not able to handle it. Description.
Used to seeing that, and of course you got the Jazz.
Those offenses dipped. Lead. And the steal by Jordan. Putting behind the back on Russell. He turned it around and fed it to Pippen. And tipped home by Jordan. And the Bulls actually have a chance to take the lead. They're in the midst of a 23-8 run. Jordan putting moves on and a foul. At one point led 36-20, 3 minutes into the second.
Horrible turnovers, no offense, and absolutely non-existent defense.
Poster tag, guarding Pippen on the switch. Pippen goes right to the basket, and the tip missed by Williams. The Bulls 45. himself, but he lost it. Power off the steal. And last touch was upset with him. That was earlier in the year. Here's Kukoc, 1 minute to go in the first half. Kukoc for 3, yes.
By the terrific play of Ostertag.
Utah by 1. Good half for Ostertag. He has 9 points. Jordan, when he moves on Russell, will be 22 trips.
Feeling is obvious on his face yet.
For a final shot of the hand. Jordan played by Russell. Here's Jordan putting the move on Barnes. Jordan cannot hit. 1 8 seconds remaining. Pippen couldn't make the catch, now recovers and fires. And that...
Come over for the second half. I asked him how he felt, and it was the first time I had seen a smile on his face, but the smile was looking back at me like, are you kidding? I am really sick. I asked Chip Shaver, the trainer. He said he's exhausted, totally dehydrated, and a little bit out of it. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Well, I'm told by the Jazz players that Jerry Sloan really threw a tirade at halftime, screaming at them, unhappy that they were up 16 and then lost the lead.
Shot clock at 5. Russell lost it. And Jordan with Pippen the trailer. The Jazz 56 and the Bulls 51. We're just underway in the third quarter. Longley got the steps.
For Utah, turnovers and fouls killed them, but Karl Malone has got to stay in the game.
Malone picked up a third foul and sat out a good portion of the second quarter. Shot clock now to 5. Pippen played by Hornacek. Yes.
With below, Jordan sensed it and gambled, leaving Hornacek alone, and the gamble did not pay off.
But Utah's standing, they're not cutting, they're not setting the screens, and Harper's doing a much better job on John Stockton in the third here.
Oh, the tip by Longley.
Not even close to traveling.
And Pippen goes all the way.
And you look at the plus-minus for Karl Malone when he's in the game. The Utah Jazz have been unbeatable.
Oh, there's Dennis Rodman with his first field goal. The outside shot. Dennis Rodman being very polite to the courtside cameraman who was in his way, it should be noted, as he inbounded the ball. He was very careful.
Well, it's a scary thought when you have to note being nice. And the Jazz not able to get to their offensive glass. Ostertag was great. Karl Malone's got the 3 fouls. Has to play very smart here.
Nice pass. Chicago down by 2. Jordan got the step. Jordan has tied the game at 63.
Everything in the favor of the Chicago Bulls right now. The season's on the line for the Jazz.
Jordan. So the Jazz up by 3. And here's Williams.
Chicago's defense is so good, Marv. They can just shut you down almost at will.
Only 4 rebounds. Shot clock. Brian Williams. Brian Russell, a Chicago native. Born in Chicago. Grew up on Chicago's south side and then moved to California where he began playing basketball at the age of 11. He's been an important factor in this series.
Jordan catching a quick breath here. Rodman with 3 phantom calls now, all reserved in the front court for Phil Jackson.
Scottie Pippen.
Great play, Brian Russell.
The Jazz 72 and the Bulls 65. 7 unanswered points for Utah. Michael Jordan on the bench getting a rest. Tony Kukoc back on the floor with Steve Kerr. Brian Williams getting down deep. Bulls with the ball down by 7 points.
Oh, this is where the Jazz fell apart last time when Karl Malone went out with foul trouble. They've got to keep their poise.
And no Stockton in the game either.
Scottie Pippen is fouled. Foster checking back in. Kukoc. Foster rebound to recover. Chicago only 1 for its last 7 from the field. Pippen with the step. Here's Pippen drawing the foul. See, that's immediately following NBA Finals post-game special on CNBC. By Pippen with 10 seconds in the quarter. Kerr for three. Kukoc missed on the tip. And that's the end of the third quarter. But still, there is the question concerning Michael Jordan. Could he be playing his final games as a member of the Chicago Bulls? We're talking win or lose here. Ryan Williams.
To be lying down on a bed somewhere, and he's still playing well, although had the very quiet third quarter.
Chicago's missed 7 of their last 8 shot attempts during their previous 4 title runs. That was back in '92 against Portland. And they went out to beat the Blazers 4 games to 2. That was their second of 4 titles. It is 2-2 right now in this game number 5.
Now, some of these guys from Utah are tightening up a bit.
Karl Malone comes back in.
Chris Morris with 11 points off the bench. Jordan, yes. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan pops it down to Kukoc. Kukoc for 3, yes. Jordan fires for 3, yes.
Once, twice, right back. You do it, big guy. Pump fake, freezes the defense. The jumper, net.
Utah has led by as many as 16. The Bulls at one point led by 1. Russell on Jordan. Anderson cheating over. Shot clock at 7. Jordan shooting. Yes. John Stockton played at Gonzaga, had a terrific career. That's a reach-in foul.
Los Angeles area, Pacific Palisades. Then he gets up there on the recruiting tryout trip and was embarrassed.
Jordan for 3. Kukoc able to hustle it down and fire.
Really nice shot, Tony Kukoc.
Trailing by 2. Jordan trying to slow things down. You can see him motioning over to Kukoc. Jordan with the step and lost it. Brian Williams with the recovery. Passed on the 3 and lost it. Here comes Pippen protecting the dribble, spinning his way. A follow-up to what took place here. Finals history, but will go down as a...
That scoring slack picked up by Chris Morris earlier and Greg Ostertag, both them with 11 points as Karl Malone scoring is down.
Jordan being played by Russell. Pippen wants the grip.
That was Jim Gray's report. You got to get the ball into Ostertag's house and Ostertag's hands in the front of the rim. As soon as I learn how to talk and think at the same time, we can move on with this game.
Rodman setting up with the high post, finding Jordan.
And then driving hard.
The game tied at 81. And we've been tied at 81 for the last 2 minutes. And Kerr was pushed.
You got a chance, but you can't get another foul like that.
Karl has always been a reach-in type defensive player. Never really played above the rim on the defensive end.
And here's Jordan trying to go glass. Pippen could not convert on the rebound. And he just did it with 2 on the shot clock. 3-point Jazz lead. Bulls have missed their last 6 shots. Jordan, yes. But Jazz by 1.
Fading back and falling back, but he did that the other night and still made one.
Karl Malone's guarding Tony Kukoc. This is a very difficult matchup for him. Tony, incredibly smart.
Shot clock at 5, so they will certainly have their chances as opposed to the other night. Kukoc able to rescue.
Come back to Jordan. He's clapping for it.
Chicago trailing by 1. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the 4th.
And Phil Jackson calling for a pick and roll. Obviously, Michael Jordan to be the ball handler.
Down to 50 seconds. Here's Longley with the pick. Here's Jordan. Foul during the season.
After year, the confidence, the poise, the determination, the discipline and organization down the stretch, all paying off right now with Jordan masterfully at the line.
Jordan able to scoop up the loose ball for the possession with 40 seconds remaining. The game tied at 85. shot clock. Pippen backing Hornacek. Here's Jordan for three. Yes! And Ostertag cuts it to one.
You got a foul right now. You got a foul. Karl Malone, what are you doing?
We're down to 10 seconds.
You got a foul.
As they open the floor. Luke Longley able to put it home from Tony Kukoc. 3 go in the fourth quarter.
That's hard to believe that you can lose track of time and score as Karl Malone did there right next to Pippen.
Post up Scottie, and then for no reason they double team Scottie down low and leaving Michael Jordan. He knocks down this three.
In this fourth quarter. Here's the three-point attempt. Will be critical. And now he hits the second. 0.2 of a second remaining. The inbounds, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Utah Jazz.